Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Annie from the blog Hooks and Healers, and I share free patterns as often as I can over on my blog. Today I'm going to actually be walking you through a quick tutorial on how you can make my most recent pattern design, which is this cute lumpy crochet pumpkin. And I designed this after those funny lumpy pumpkins you see a lot of the time in the fall at grocery stores and things like that. And I just figured I needed a crochet version. So I'm really quickly gonna walk you through all the materials you're gonna need for this project, starting with 2 skeins of different colored yarn. Today I'm using the Joanne Big Twist Value yarn in the color Rust, and then the stem is in the color Taupe. But throughout the tutorial, you're actually gonna see me using that same yarn in the color Mustard. So you're gonna need that. You're also gonna need some fiber fill or stuffing, which you can find at pretty much any of your craft stores. And then you're also going to need a 4.5mm crochet hook, some stitch markers, and then just one other honorable mention, which I figured I'd just throw out there. I'm gonna go ahead and insert this Instagram reel right here really quick, but this is an idea that I saw where basically you use one of these little poppet things to keep track of the rows in your crochet project. And this is especially handy when you're working with this project where we have lots of repeats. It's really easy to get lost in what row you're on in those circumstances. So I figured I'd just throw this out there. I really love using this, and just when you finish a row, you just push one down. I'm a really visual learner, so this is huge for me. So yeah, that's everything you're gonna need. Let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Okay, so we are going to begin with the body of the crochet pumpkin, and you're going to want to start with a slip knot. Insert your hook, and we are going to chain 33. So here's 1, 2, and 3. And we're just going to continue chaining until we have 33 chains on the hook. Now that I've just about got those 33 chains, I'm going to go ahead and work into the second chain from the hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2 to make my first single crochet, and single crochet in each stitch across for a total of 32 single crochet. So now that we're just about done with row number 1, we're going to go ahead and get started with row number 2. So start by chaining 1, single crochet, back loop only into the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. We're now going to work our first bobble stitch, which is a yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, and we're going to repeat that 5 more times in the same stitch, which is going to leave us with 6 loops on the hook. Once those are completed, we are going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops on the hook to complete the bobble stitch. So we're now approaching that second bobble stitch for this row. That bobble stitch is a yarn over, insert, pull through 2, 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 and pull through all 6 loops on the hook, and single crochet in the back loop only for the next 3 stitches. Before we continue on to row 3, I quickly want to show you what those bobble stitches are looking like. We just want to make sure they're all facing outward on the same side. We're now going to chain 1 and turn to begin row 3. Start by single crocheting in the back loop only for the next 16 stitches. Okay, so now that we've got those 16 single crochet in the back loop only done, we're going to start working that bobble stitch again. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2, repeat 5 more times for a total of 6 loops on your hook, and pull through all 6 loops to complete the bobble stitch. So now that we've got that bobble stitch completed, we're going to go ahead and single crochet in the back loop only for the next 15 stitches. If you happen to notice that your bobble stitch is facing the wrong way, like I'm showing you here, you can fix this really easily by just pushing it out towards the direction you want it. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn our work to begin working row 4. And to start, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only 15 times. So now that we're wrapping up those 15 single crochet, we're going to work our bobble stitch into the top of the bobble stitch from the previous row. Now we're going to repeat that 5 more times. And once we get that total of 6 loops on our hook, we're going to pull through all 6 loops. And now that that bobble stitch is completed, we're going to go ahead and single crochet in the back loop only for the next 16 stitches to finish the row. So let's get ready to start row 5 by chaining 1 and turning our work. Next, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only for the next 7 stitches. Now that those 7 single crochet are complete, we're going to go ahead and work our bobble stitch. And now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and single crochet in the back loop only for the next 16 stitches. With those 16 single crochet done, we're going to go ahead and work another bobble stitch. And single crochet in the back loop only for the last 7 stitches of the row. To start row 6, we're going to go ahead and chain 1 and turn our work and begin single crocheting in the back loop only for the next 24 stitches. Now we're going to go ahead and work our bobble stitch into that 25th stitch of the row. And to finish off the row, we're going to single crochet in the back loop only 7 more times. Chain 1 and turn your work. And begin working 10 single crochet in the back loop only. Now we're going to work that bobble stitch. Single crochet in the back loop only of the next 9 stitches. And in that following stitch, we're going to work one more bobble stitch. And to finish row 7, we're going to work 11 single crochet in the back loop only. So now that we're just about done with row 7, we're going to go ahead and repeat rows 2 through 7 6 more times, leaving us with a total of 43 rows. I'm going to go ahead and work those off camera, but you can just rewind back to row 2 through 7 if you need some extra help. So I will meet up with you then. And just to remind you guys, this counter is a really helpful tool to start using at this point, just to keep track of those rows and repeats. Okay, hi everyone. So we are back with those 43 rows and total of 6 repeats of rows 2 through 7. This is what things are looking like. And at this point, we're going to begin to join each edge of the pumpkin. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to fold the pumpkin body in half, just like so. And to start joining, we're going to start by chaining 1. Okay, so now that we've got that, we're going to turn our work back over, making sure that we're holding both sides of the pumpkin together. We're going to be using a slip stitch to join both sides of the pumpkin. So make sure that you are inserting your hook into both edges of the pumpkin. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through that first loop on your hook. Now we're just going to keep working those slip stitches down the side of the pumpkin, making sure that we're inserting the hook through both sides of the pumpkin as we go. And it's okay if it takes a little bit of wiggling to get your slip stitches through both sides. Since we're working through some extra loops here, you might find you're having a slightly more difficult time getting your hook through. So now that we've finished joining the both sides, we're going to chain 1 and we're going to leave a long tail for sewing, just probably a little bit longer than 14 inches. So now that we've cut our yarn, we're going to go ahead and pull through that chain 1 to create a knot. And we should be left with a tube shape here now that everything is closed up. So now it's time to start closing each end of our pumpkin. And to do that, I'm gonna pull out my tapestry needle. So now we're gonna insert the end of the yarn into the tapestry needle. And in order to start closing the bottom end of the pumpkin, we're gonna start inserting our needle into the ends of each row. And as we're doing this, we're gonna keep pulling the yarn tight to get a nice cinch on the bottom of the pumpkin. And I'm just gonna keep doing this around the bottom of the pumpkin, pulling tight as I go. Depending on how tight you're pulling, you might have to do this a couple more times or add some extra stitches just to keep things tight. So now that I'm done stitching around the bottom of the pumpkin opening, I'm gonna go ahead and stitch across what's left of the opening just to keep any stuffing from coming out. So now that the bottom of the pumpkin is closed, I'm gonna insert my needle back into the center and pull it through the other side because we're gonna use this same piece of thread to close the top opening. So now that that's done, I'm gonna go ahead and start stuffing the pumpkin. So now that the pumpkin is stuffed, we're gonna go ahead and start sewing shut the top of the pumpkin, just like we did to the bottom, except only this time we're gonna leave a slightly larger opening so that we can add the stem to the top. So I'm going to leave an opening roughly the size that you're seeing here, and I'm going to begin working the shaping in the stem of the pumpkin now. So to start the shaping, we're going to insert the needle in through the middle of the pumpkin and out through the bottom, and we're going to push down and squeeze tight as we do this to lock in that classic pumpkin shape. And now that I'm doing that, I'm going to insert back in through the bottom of the pumpkin and out through the top. And the more times that you complete this, the more squished of the pumpkin you're going to end up with. I'm repeating this step about 4 to 5 times for this pumpkin, but if you're wanting a taller pumpkin, you can do this about 2 to 3 times. With the bottom of the pumpkin facing up, we're going to tie a knot and try to keep it close to the body of the pumpkin. Once we're done with that, we're going to insert our needle back through the center of the pumpkin and out through the top, and that's where we're going to cut off our yarn to secure. So this is what the finished body of the pumpkin is looking like. I think it is so cute. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so unique. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you 2 different stem options that you can choose from. The first of those is going to be your classic cinnamon stick. This is definitely the quicker option, but I also think it's so cute and it smells so good. So all you're going to have to do is insert the cinnamon stick into the top of the pumpkin, and it might take a little bit of maneuvering to get it in there, but you can end here and be done, and I think that's so cute. So the next option is the one I usually go with, and that's to crochet the stem yourself. So I'm going to walk you through how to do that. We're going to start by making a magic ring, which I have a tutorial on that I can link for you, and we're going to chain 1. And into this magic ring, we are going to single crochet 5. So now that I've got those 5 single crochet, I'm going to pull the center of the magic ring tight to close it, and we're going to start on to the next round. And in this round, we are going to increase in each stitch for a total of 10 single crochet around. Now that I'm finished with round 2, we're going to go ahead onto round 3, and that is going to be 10 single crochet around. Now that we've wrapped up round 3, we're going to do 3 more rounds of 10 single crochet to finish the stem. So now that I'm finished with the stem, I'm going to leave a long end of the yarn before I cut it so that we can sew that into the top of the pumpkin. And I'm also going to add a little bit of stuffing into the stem just so it holds its shape. So now it's time to join the stem of the pumpkin to the body of the pumpkin, and to do this we're going to use our tapestry needle. We're going to insert the yarn through the needle, and we are going to begin joining by attaching to the pumpkin and then through the stem, and we're just going to keep going back and forth around the pumpkin until it's completely secure. So now that I have the stem tightly secured to the top of the pumpkin, I'm ready to fasten off. And to do this, I'm going to insert my needle back through the center of the pumpkin and out through the bottom. And here is where I'm going to cut the yarn. And that is the end of our crochet pumpkin tutorial. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. I had so much fun making this video. If you'd like to look at the written pattern, I'll link my blog down below where you can find that. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps so much and means a whole lot to me.